visitor once said that nature lavished her grandest and wildest designs in the Delaware Water Gap. Part of the Kittatinny mountain range, it's now a heavily used national recreation area. It runs along the border between Pennsylvania and New Jersey. With the Delaware River meandering through a steep gorge and more than 100 miles of hiking trails, it's an area rich in beauty with places of quiet reflection. In 1832, Samuel Snyder bought a small hotel from Antoine Duteau, the founder of the town of Delaware Water Gap. He enlarged it to accommodate 25 guests, and the legendary Kittatinny Hotel was born. The rugged beauty of the area started attracting visitors. It was highly publicized in periodicals across the country. Soon, the Water Gap was a destination for travelers.
From between the mountains, the Delaware comes winding down in all her majesty, like one vast sheet of liquid silver, and giving the finishing touch to a landscape of surpassing grandeur, the Stroudsburg Jeffersonian, November 23, 1842.
After the Civil War, cheap railroad fares played a big role in the growth of the tourist industry. Visitors stayed for weeks at a time, if not an entire season. To meet growing demand, the Water Gap House was built in 1872 on the mountainside over the Kittatinny. It was the largest hotel at the Gap, with 173 rooms and modern in all its appointments.
From its upper balconies, and especially from its turret, the prospect is one of the finest to be witnessed in the country. Harrisburg Telegraph, September 3, 1881.
The Kittatinny would be raised and rebuilt many times over the years. In 1874, it was expanded to 116 rooms. By 1892, it could accommodate 300 guests.
Come on, you good time people, while I've got money to spend.
Local photographer Jesse A. Graves documented this era beautifully. He captured not only the scenery, but lasting keepsakes of the people who visited and made this their summer home.
When I had plenty of money, good people, my friends were all standing around. Just as soon as my pocketbook was empty, not a friend on earth to be found. Last time I seen my little woman, good people, she had a wine glass in her hand. She was drinking down her troubles with a low-down sorry man.
The Water Gap is about the nearest accessible mountain wilderness to the large cities, and its fame as a healthful and pleasant resort is constantly extending. The Jeffersonian, October 17, 1872.
By the 1890s, the Water Gap was such a hotspot, the New York Times carried weekly updates of guest arrivals and their activities.
The driving, the riding, fishing, and the rest of the pleasant things in the Water Gap's outing list could hardly fail to please the most exacting. The country seems specially designed to give one an ideal experience in each. The New York Times, July 23, 1893.
But they enjoyed more than what nature offered. They also brought high society with them to the mountains.
The Kittatinny has been entertaining in royal fashion all through the month. The hotel's large ballroom has been overflowing with gay life since opening day. The New York Times, July 23, 1893.
The turn of the 20th century found the town of Delaware Water Gap a bustling place full of lodges and hotels. On the outskirts of town, the Kittatinny and the Water Gap House were rebuilt. The Water Gap House now had a capacity of 300 guests. The Kittatinny had gorgeous public spaces that invited guests to linger. Every room on its 5 floors had an unobstructed view of the mountains or river. Over the years, the Gap had many famous visitors. None were as celebrated as President Teddy Roosevelt, who visited the Water Gap house in 1910. Soon, however, as automobiles became more popular, train-dependent vacation spots like the Delaware Water Gap began their decline. The Water Gap house burned down in 1915. The Kittatinny burned to the ground in 1931. Neither were rebuilt, and this signaled the end of the golden era of resort living in the Gap. The large resorts overlooking the Delaware are gone. But if you know where to look, the ghosts of these great hotels will still make themselves known. The ruins stand as gateways into an elegant era of the past. Slowly, the forests are reclaiming these relics of history. Until their work is done, we have this glimpse of a bygone era. The region today is enjoyed by hikers out for the day or on the busy Appalachian Trail from Maine to Georgia. It is still an area of great beauty with places of quiet contemplation.